Good evening. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our all-sports banquet for the school year 2005-2006. Again, it's been a great year, and I just want to tell you how much we have appreciated your support. And again, for the second year running, I believe we've had more fan support than any team that we've played, including when we are on the road. So that is a great acclimate to you, and I want to let you know that we deeply appreciate you. We wouldn't have had the years that we did have without your support, and I just want to let you know that. I also kind of want to let you know that we're losing a lot of good seniors too. You know, I don't care what program you have, if you don't have the senior leadership, you're not going to be very successful. We had that this year, and we're deeply going to miss them. This time I'd kind of like to introduce the best I can of our guest speaker this evening. He played football for the Pittsburgh Steelers for several years. He won 4 Super Bowl championships, and in 2 of them he was the MVP. In 1979, I believe, in 1980. He grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, where he graduated from Woodland High School. He went on from there and played football for Louisiana Tech University. And then when he graduated from Louisiana Tech University, I believe he was first round draft choice. I vaguely remember that myself. And so, you know, from there, he went on to play for the Steelers from 1970 to 1983, and had a great career. He is also a deep family man. He also has 2 daughters, 2 beautiful daughters he's truly proud of, Rachel and Erin. He still holds several records with the Steelers. He's the all-time passing leader with 27,989 yards and 212 touchdowns. He was also inducted in the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame in 1989. He has worked as a sports broadcaster, not only for Fox Network, who he is presently with at this time, and he also has worked for CBS as an NFL commentator. But he is, I remember vaguely, this is kind of things that I remember growing up as a kid, being in front of the television about, I think I was about 5. So I don't know. But I'll tell you something. And remembering those years, you know, I think we've lost a little bit of the character and the attributes that the athletes had back during that time. I've watched the show that he covered for Fox at this time, and them so often they'll allude to that, and about the players and the commitment level that they have to each other as a teammate, and also remembering where they come from and how they got to where they were at. You know, I think Mr. Bradshaw has realized this. And my understanding, 4 Super Bowl rings right now, they reside at Louisiana Tech University. You know, that says a great deal about him. You know, it tells me that, you know, the intangibles that you get from athletics are the things that he has taken with him and throughout all his life. And he has that sort of drive through each and everything that he commits himself to. He's also a noted actor. He's done a real good job in several roles. And he's tried his hand at singing, I believe, at one time. And he's done well there. But I just remember growing up too, watching those Steelers things back during that time, and you just knew it didn't matter what type of circumstances they ran. They had the ability and the belief within themselves that they were going to come back and win. And that takes everybody on the team, but you had to also have a leader. And you knew that when he was out on the field, that they were coming teammates police him. As I understand it, back during that time, I believe you called your own play. Is that correct? And there was another quarterback that he was competing against several times that was not happy about that. He wished that he could have done the same thing. But that is a rare thing. There's not too many coaches that are going to have that much confidence in their quarterback to do that. But he's shown himself to be a leader and also a leader within his community. And he also looks back and gives back to the communities in which he came from and the people that have helped him. I want to also let you know this evening that he has prior engagements about his daughter's birthday that he had already made plans for, and we deeply appreciate you taking some time out to come and speak to us tonight. So he also makes a second home here in Sacramento, which we're truly grateful about, and we're glad to have you here. So if you would, at this time, if you'll give a warm welcome to our neighbor and our guest speaker tonight, Mr. Terry Bradshaw.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be living around here. I have to be careful. I go around. I've been advised by my CPA that I do not live here. I live in Texas. And I've been kind of having fun by telling everybody, because I grew up in a small town of Hall Summit, Louisiana, which is not a lot bigger than Sacramento. And the way we were raised is very similar to this. Hall Summit High, first through the 12th grade, and maybe 100 kids. And it was a big thrill for me as a little boy when we used to take Clydesdales, Tony and Shorty, to get in a buggy, and we'd go up to the high school, Hall Summit, it was all dirt roads, and we'd watch my aunt play basketball early. They'd be on first, and then the boys, my Uncle Bobby, would play. And so this is kind of how I grew up. This has always been the way I've envisioned my life really being, is being in a small community like this. But now that I've gone past the NFL and into broadcasting, I get a big kick out of telling everybody on the Jay Leno show, the Tonight Show, that I'm from Sacramento, Oklahoma. And that's kind of cost me a little bit. Back off that. The IRS has been knocking on my door. I'm having to build me a home in Texas. I don't want to. Let me just tell you this. I don't want to. I just have to, okay? Now, you see me up here 4 days a week, because I have a ranch down the road. And then, but I live in Texas. Got it? I want to say thank you, David. Sports banquets, I have not been to one in many years. Steve, my neighbor, came over and asked me would I speak. I said I would love to. I travel around the world actually doing Fortune 500 companies. I don't do banquets like this, but I do Fortune 500, which is a totally different thing. And I said, sure. No. And Steve felt bad because I paid Steve so much money, he built everything on my plate. He's got a lot. Okay, you come out of my house, I'll tell you how much I gave him last year. I think it was 10% or, Anyway, Steve asked me to do this, and he brought over a piece of paper, and in the piece of paper he had 3 dates. And he said, pick one. So I picked this one. Well, this is my daughter's birthday. This is a poor excuse, but I swear to you, and maybe I'm the only one in here that's like that, but I'm just not big on birthdays. I just don't pay any, I just don't pay any sense to them. David, I'm older than you. You make me well aware of that. While you were growing up as a baby. Anyway, I picked this date thinking this is great. I'm fixing to go off and shoot another movie. I'm going to be gone for a month. My place will be, Steve's watching out for my place, right? I'm a preacher now that I've met the preacher. Good shape. Met my neighbor down the street and filled the fence. He's going to take care of the children. I won't be around. Y'all just know that, all right? And then, but I will be thinking about all of you. But I picked this date, and my daughter goes to Belmont in Nashville. She's a singer. When she would have come tonight, the word for the birthday, and scalpel. She can sing. She can really sing. And she's studying to be studying music at the music school, and now she's looking at possibly moving into medicine. She's a pretty smart gal, so pretty sensitive. She's like me. And her mama is off in Colorado with my other daughter at a horse show. And poor Rachel just got in from college and nobody's there. And then I had to call her, tell her I could not come take her out to dinner tonight. I had forgotten I had to be here. Well, you ladies understand the tears started flowing. And, you know, it wasn't her mother she was mad about or upset, it was me. And then I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? We've got this, I got to go from here to Fort Worth. God, I got to leave tomorrow for Pittsburgh. Oh. So Steve was kind enough to get me on a little earlier tonight. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot. It's great to be your neighbor. A lot of you now that run into one another. I'm at that store all the time. Getting two in the back of preacher. I need shoot. How do we have to justify ourselves? Anyway, Steve and I chew. You know, Steve, that's funny right there. Anyway, I was kind of thinking today, I was flying in from Los Angeles. For those of you that are big Fox fans, they're trying to fill James Brown's place. He is signed with CBS and will no longer be on our Fox pregame show. And yesterday, this won't leave, we haven't reported, we don't think we do have a reporter, who's going to know it, right? Although I thought that one time I shot my mouth off about NASCAR and said a few unkind things about a couple of my neighbors around here, not thinking anything of it until it hit the papers. And those people pointed me out to them right over here at that store. I keep my mouth shut now. So any reporters say nobody's taking notes, right? All right, we'll have more fun now. But I feel as though at Fox that they're going to go probably, you ladies will love this, I think we're going to go with a lady. And you men, all you guys out there probably aren't going to like this, but it looks like Fox is big on doing things different. As you know, when we came on board 13 years now, everybody said, oh my God, the Simpsons has come to town and the NFL will be ruined, but we've been the innovator, the leader in everything that everybody does from an entertainment standpoint, the humor side of broadcasting. Everybody picked up on what Fox does. And I think, I'm just thinking this, God, I just don't want this to get out. Just share this with you as neighbors, but, if this does get out, I haven't been here. I didn't show up, but I got a feeling we're going to have a lady be the host of our pregame show, which could be interesting. Real interesting, actually. And she's nice looking, too. Married, though. So that kind of messes me up a little bit. I'm a single guy, and it's pretty lonely over here, so if you got any pies or anything you want to say, gates are open pretty much all the time, and always welcome. I haven't been invited to anybody's house other than Steve's for dinner, preacher. I eat mostly pork chops and rice. I'm on what they call a blood diet. I eat mostly, so I'm a pretty cheap guest. And this iced tea is the first sweet thing I've had probably 4 or 5 months. This is great. Athletics are a powerful driving force in not only our society and our community and our country, but worldwide. That's why we have the Olympics. And the wonderful thing about being an athlete is not only do we get to play play a sport, play a game, which I'm pretty sure most everyone in here, matter of fact everyone, at some point in their life has participated in, whether it's softball, baseball, football, basketball, track, any of them. And you understand how much fun it is to win, how much fun it is to compete, and how wonderful it is if you are able to touch into a part of your life that says, this really is special to me, and I want to pursue this and see if I can't take my talent to another level. Doesn't mean I'll get there. Doesn't mean I'll start in high school. Doesn't mean I'll go to college or in the NFL. It just means that there's something inside of me that says, I want to pursue this a little bit farther than maybe somebody else. And that to me was a great lesson that I ever learned, because now after 20-something years of being retired, the same drive that I had to become a professional football player and to be so blessed to get there. Less than 1% get the opportunity to try out for the NFL, let alone to be drafted in the first round, to be the first player drafted. I was the first small college player ever picked #1, which is an amazing thing to me. But to know that in that small percentage that you got there, and then on an even smaller percentage, you became a champion, which in this room, David pointed out I threw 212 touchdown passes, and I turned to Steve. Steve said something, you still hold the record. And I said, I really don't know, Steve. I don't really care. All that matters to me is that we won those 4 rings. Because in the way we view ourselves in America especially, it's all about winning. Now, I know I am also not welcomed by a lot of you because you're Cowboy fans. So I want to apologize for beating them, okay? I really do, because I know I'm going to be living amongst all these Cowboy fans. We would have thrown one of those Super Bowls or something. But now that those days are over, and I'm sitting in here, it kind of makes it easy to be around you, because you really can't say a lot to me. But we won. When I was a little boy, I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I want to play in the NFL. I was 7. For all you young people out there, never too young. I'd never had a football in my hand. And I asked Santa Claus to bring me a football. We were living in a small community, a German community in Comanche, Iowa. And I got a football for Christmas, but you know in Iowa, it's cold. And I took this football, when I got it, it was under the tree. And if you've ever had a question about where's your passion in life, because you're oftentimes Steve's around me all the time, so I'm no big deal to Steve, so it doesn't matter. But people always say, well, where's your passion? How do you do this? How do you accomplish that? And my question would simply be, where's your passion? If you really want to be a great fence builder, which this man is the best I've ever seen, I've had people from all over America come, and before we get to my houses and barns, they stop and say, that's the thing, who built that? I said, that guy right over there from Wisconsin. He built that. Best fence builder I've ever seen. I won't hurt anybody's feelings. If you need a fence built, you call Steve. He'll build you a good fence, and he's cheap. I'll tell you what I had to pay for it, okay? You ask yourself what I want to do. Well, I want to be a truck driver. Do I want to be a welder, a lawyer, a teacher, a coach? Good to meet the coaching staff tonight. That's it. Those 2 guys. A basketball player, doesn't matter. I always ask this question, well, where's your passion? Because the first thing that happens to so many of us that we're so used to failing in life, and we can't understand why we failed, and my question is always to everybody is, well, is that really where your passion is? Well, not really. So why are you upset? Why are you upset? You know, you can't be an NFL quarterback if you're 5'4". So there has to be some realism also in the things that we choose. Where is your passion. The journey that we all travel, and it's, I mean, everyone in here is kind of, we're all on a different path. And it's fun. I mean, it is fun. So the journey is so much fun. But it's so much more fun if you truly are committed to it, if you truly love it. And I love football. Now, for all you young people, I want to say this to you, that while that was my passion, and while Santa Claus brought me a football, and I got it, and I put it in my hand, and I got in front of the mirror, and I tried to put my little hand on it, and I tried to make it spiral, and it took me months for it to spiral. There was no guarantee. There was no organized football in Iowa, Comanche, Iowa. We moved back to Shreveport, Louisiana. I then had learned how to make it spiral, throwing it into trees, throw it on top of the house, threw it into the swing set, threw it. Took Cordovan shoe polish, polished it back up when the water would penetrate the leather. And then the thing got that big. And then when the laces would pull apart, I'd take my tennis shoe string and I did a clothes hanger and I'd re-thread it with tennis shoe string. Now that's passion. You know, that is loving what you're doing. So if you see me at this end of my career, let me show you how I got there. And you work, and you work, and you work, and you work, and Santa Claus brings you another football because this one just gets huge. You can't throw it. I tried out in the 7th grade, coaches. Tried out for the Linwood Wildcats. Vacaville Wildcats, Linwood Wildcats. Green and gold, Green Bay Packer colors, Steve. Tried out. I sat in the bleachers. There's no tryout. You didn't go out and put on a uniform and compete and practice and throw the football and run, you know. The coaches came in, they announced, they sent a letter out to the classroom. We're going to pick our football team after school, meet in the gymnasium. I sat up in the gymnasium with all the other young boys in the 7th grade. Just transferred from Iowa. I'm sitting on my hands. The coach comes out, gives this great speech, talks about winning, losing, the Wildcats, and how we're going to win city. And I'm like, this is great. This is a sure enough coach talk. I've never seen one. Never had a coach. Never had a coach, first coach I ever saw. I thought, oh man, is this ever more good? And then he said, we're going to pick a team now. Then he went around, and his coach, and this coach and his coaches started picking these players. Let's just give a number. Let's say he picked 30 players. That's because all they had uniforms for. He picked up all these players. And there I sat. Now, I'm thinking to myself, this is not fair. See, life already dealt me a tragic blow. They don't know how bad I want to play in the NFL. They have no idea how hard I've been working, how I've been polishing the football, how I've been throwing it in the trees, how I didn't need somebody to play catch with. I threw it against the tree, threw it on the house, laid in bed because we were on the corner and the night light from the street, and I used to chunk it against the ceiling of my bedroom, pretending I was this great quarterback and I was going to be a star in the NFL, and my dad would holler, Terry, put that ball down. Keeping my daddy up. And I slept with this ball. I mean, that's commitment. That is passion. And now that he's not chosen was devastating. So I walked home. I went through a sewage ditch every day. I always crossed over it to see if the guppies were moving, because I love to catch guppies. Little big house. I grew up poor as all get out. I got home, I was crying in the backyard. My dad comes home, asked what's the matter with me, and I said, I didn't make the football team. Dad, they didn't let me try out, they just picked the team. He said, don't worry about it, son, you just keep working. Well, the coach had said one thing, if somebody on the team gets hurt, and like break a leg or something, we would have a uniform, then we'll be able to pass that uniform on. So there was hope. Well, now I had hope. I go out every day and stand on the sideline praying someone got hurt. Of course, they never did. So 7th grade, no uniform. 8th grade, tried out again, no uniform. Transferred to another part of the city, ended up going to Oak Terrace Junior High School and a brand new school, and I got my first uniform, and it was like heaven. For those of you, I'm 58 years old. Back then, they had the old white football cleats with the metal taps on them. Y'all remember that? Anybody here my age? And I remember we had to cross over the outdoor basketball court. And I remember walking across that court and listening to those cleats, clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. And I thought, this is the sweetest sound I ever heard in my life. Because I thought, this is my opportunity. This is my chance now. We never know. We never, ever really know. Because it's so easy as a young kid, 12, 13 years old, it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to give up. It's so easy to say, well, I'm in Thackerville, Oklahoma, and I'm never going to get a chance. That's some bull. Trust me. If you're any good, they're going to find you. I promise you that. Ninth grade, played just a little bit, mostly at linebacker. But I got my taste. Went on to high school, sat on the bench 2 more years. Didn't play a lick for 2 years. Just sat there. My senior year, everybody graduated. We had one returning senior, Letterman, Donnie Bowman, a nose tackle. Everybody else, we were all first-time starters, and we all the way to the state finals, lost 12-9 to Sulphur High School, and a hurricane in Shreveport. Big hurricane came up. I signed on to go to a small school, Louisiana Tech. I actually signed with LSU, but I couldn't pass the ACT test. So there's another downfall. You got to make grades to be able to college, to be able to have an opportunity, which I wanted to do, play in the National Football League. Well, back when I grew up, I was a hyper boy. Mom, y'all know what those are? You give those kids a pill today. I got tested 12 years ago, and I'm full-blown ADHD. So that explained that. I wish I'd had the pills back then, because I'd have been able to take those tests, and I've been able to sit still in school, and I'd have been able to do a lot of things. Where's your passion? Are you willing to work for it? Understand that failure is the first thing that knocks, which it was in my case, and you have to get used to it, because I do believe life always challenges us, always, constantly. I've been a doctor yesterday, my back's been out, had surgery 3 months ago. I've been fighting this thing forever, my 7th back operation, and you're constantly challenged, constantly questioned, and you get beat up on it. I tell you, it's a horrible thing to have this dream and to realize or believe that it's not going to come true. Or to have an opportunity, to have a chance. I think everybody in here, we just want a chance. Just give me a chance. I found out that after I signed with the small school, which you didn't have to take the ACT, but the SAT, same thing, sat on the bench some more. The guy I was behind, if you're duck hunters in here, you'll know this guy's name. His name is Phil Robertson. Anybody buy his duck collars? Anybody here duck hunt? Phil Robertson makes the world's greatest duck collar. He was a little bitty guy, and out of Vivian, Louisiana, a little old skinny guy, and all he wanted to do is fish, shoot ducks. And I was behind him. He didn't care anything about football, but he kept the coaches in ducks and fish. So therefore, I had a hard time getting through. They couldn't see me for the ducks and the fish. And then finally, Bill came in one day, and he asked me to go duck hunting with him. I don't hunt ducks. I don't like the way they taste. And he had feathers and ducks and jumps. Always was barefooted and wearing T-shirts. And I thought to myself, and I'm sure a lot of people have, what in the world? Why is it he's got a chance and I'm not getting it, and he doesn't care anything about it, and I do? I'm the one committed. I'm the pig to breakfast. I'm not the hen. I'm the pig. And finally, Bill got knocked out. And he got on into his duck call and making waves, because I never let him get an opportunity to play again. So you never know. You never know where your opportunity is going to come from. Whether you're in Thackerville, Oklahoma, whether you're in Hall Summit, Louisiana, Comanche, Iowa, sitting on the bench, slow as a tortoise, ugly, ugly guy, Steve's ugly, James. A lot of ugly people in here today. Feels good. There's nothing expected out of us. Look at all these beautiful women that feel sorry for us. Or for y'all. We never realize when the opportunity is going to come. Shame on anybody in here, especially you young people, not you adults, who give up on your dream. You have the key to it. You have the title to it. It's in your mind. It's in your heart. It is your passion. If it truly is, you will not give up on it. I stayed with it. I stayed with it. I continued to work at it. I ran the hurdles. I threw the javelin. I did gymnastics. My dad made me weights. I lifted. I flew against a swing set. I did everything I could to give myself an advantage if the opportunity ever presented itself. So I wasn't an overnight success. It took me 5 years in Pittsburgh to ever really get an opportunity there. Always trying to sit me down. Always, for whatever reason. We never know where it's going to come from or when it's going to come. The young people, don't ever give up. Don't ever say never. Don't ever feel like, woe is me. Don't ever do that. If there's anybody in here who knows that he deserves the opportunity, you should. I never said that I didn't deserve it, because I talked myself up big time. I always told myself how good I was going to be. My mother told me how bad I was. I told myself how good I was. And the coaches said I couldn't do this. I said, oh, yes, I can. And when they tried to take it away from me, while it hurt my feelings, I wouldn't let them do that. We never know when our chance, when our opportunity is going to knock. Whether it's in sports, whether it's as a principal, superintendent, preacher, lawyer, doctor, we never know when it's going to happen. So be ready for it. And don't be surprised when it does, because after all, it's compassion. The journey is what's so wonderful. The journey through Iowa and Louisiana and up to Pittsburgh and then down to Texas and up here to Thackerville. I don't know where it's going to lead. The journey is what's fun. That's the exciting thing about it. To me, just the fact that tomorrow morning, I hope I wake up. Amen? I hope I draw air tomorrow. Amen? If I'm drawing air tomorrow, what a great day. Then you learn how to put a smile on your face, because not a soul in here cares that you're hurting. That's just human nature. And we got to go to Shorty's and get some chewing tobacco. So we got to always put a smile on our face so we can have an impact on people's lives. Once you accomplish something in life, and the fun part about preacher is that you get that and you realize and you stand back and you go, I used to say this, where is it? I told my dad after every Super Bowl, every one of them, I said, where is it? He said, what? I said, Dad, how come it's so empty? The very next day, in a parade in Pittsburgh, do you know what the fans were saying? The very next day, you better do it again next year. Better win it again next year. We just won it yesterday. First one in 43 years. You got to do it again next year. In business, you got to make more money. You got to make better grades. You got to win another Super Bowl. And then you win another one. What do they say the very next day? You better win it again next year. You realize how hard that is? Coming out here, all I hear is Cowboys, Jerry Jones, Bill Parcells, T.O. Aren't we excited? Not very bad. People planning on what? Man, they're trying to win that Super Bowl for you. People are never satisfied, young people. Young people are never satisfied. They never are. And you know what's even more fun? You won't be either. Steve built me this gorgeous mare motel. I couldn't wait till he got through with it so I could put a horse in it. Put a horse in it. What's the first thing the horse did? That beautiful stall and that beautiful paint job. Took a dump in it and bit on the rail. Go look at it. I got to repaint it and get them all out. People are never satisfied. And while the journey's great, and while waking up tomorrow, preacher, will be wonderful. And smiling's great because I'm telling you, you're going to take a dirt nap. Guaranteed you're going to die. There's a soul in here not going to die. Some more tragic than others, some by disease. I mean, I pray to God we all fall asleep and we don't wake up. That's the way to go. We are going to take a dirt nap. Might as well enjoy ourselves. While I thought football was the most important thing in my life, when it reached full circle and I gave it everything I had and had limited success at it, I looked at another mountaintop and I thought, wow, let me try that. That'll be fun. Let me see if I can do this broadcasting. I'm a southern boy. I think slow. I talk slow. I'm a bald-headed guy. They got a lot going here. But I want to see if I can get that. That'd be fun. Been doing it 23 years. Did a movie this year. I don't know if you saw the movie. I want to apologize for all my past friends. Had a little rear end accident. Oh yeah. Didn't realize it would be quite that much. So I didn't tell my mother till 2 weeks before the movie came out. Because she had planned to take a bunch of, my mom is 77, and they were taking, there's 30-something old women, and she was bragging about her son being in this movie with Matthew McConaughey, and they were going to go to dinner on the ground. The church had taken one of the church buses, and we're taking all of these gals to see my movie. I said, oh Lord, I can't allow that to happen. I'm starting to sweat now. So I had to tell my mom I'm naked. And I apologize, I didn't realize it was going to be that much of it. And we just started talking. We hadn't talked in a while. Pretty upset with me. That is until I sent her that Mother's Day gift, which I give her every year, and I got a nice call from her today, which is money. Always give her money. I'm back in her good graces now. We stand back and laugh and we appreciate things after we work so hard to accomplish things and really for our own good, for our self-esteem. It's good to feel good about yourself. You know, we live in a great community here in Vacaville. There's wonderful things being done to this school. All these young men and women that are playing our sports and getting their educations and moving on to higher education and going to do great things in the state of Oklahoma, Texas, or wherever it is they end up. We're doing great things here. Boy, I tell you what, this is a wonderful place. When we stop and look back on our lives, we say, this was just a hiccup. Just a small hiccup what I did. Now I got another mountain, you climb another mountain. But you know what's so wonderful about everything? Here's the great thing about a community. You walk in individually, you gather in these tables this afternoon, and we kind of become the Thackerville family. You know, I don't know a lot of you, but from here on, I'm sure you're going to holler at me, and I'll holler at you. You know, we all live around here. And we become this family, and we all take care of one another, and we get each other's back, and we take care of one another's kids, and hopefully we extend a hand when people need it. Well, so those are the things that are so wonderful in life, as you get older especially, is to help folks. You never do anything in life, ladies and gentlemen, that you turn around and say thank you to somebody else. You never accomplish anything in life that you don't say thank you to somebody else. The most wonderful thing in this world is having friends. I count you as my friend. There's nothing more precious in this world than having friends. Nothing worse in this world than going through Thackerville and going to Shorty's to get Steve's tobacco. and not have anybody say hello to you. Could be nothing worse. You stop every morning when you drive over the bridge, or if you come up the road, appreciate the passage of this travel. For all you young people out there, you're blazing the trail. For all you young athletes that aspire to be great, you know what? Absolutely. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Absolutely. Fire it up. Get up every morning with a desire and a burning attitude that I'm going to get something done. Something great will happen today. Woe be it to anybody in here who lays their head on their pillow at night and can't say to themselves, one good thing happened to me today. We have wasted our day. Whether you're 9 years old or 8 or 7 or 58 like myself or 49. Oh, 49? Are you just 51? I was just being nice with the 49. Really, I did. You don't look good. I encourage everybody, you know, that we got a good thing here. We got a wonderful thing. We got a wonderful school, wonderful people, wonderful young people out here. Let's help them realize their dreams. Let's encourage them. Let's help take some of the fear out and put some of the encouragement back in. Let's give them some more hope. Let's extend the hand. Let's extend the helping hand. Let's be good neighbors. Let's help one another. And above all things else, when the day is said and done, let's take care of our parents. You know, if you've got a mom and dad that are still with us, and mine are, Steve loves my mom and dad. You know what folks call it? You young people out there, know your mom and dad are dumber than a bag of rocks. You know what? One of these days, you're going to be up here just like I am, and you're going to say, you know what, Terry Bradshaw, I remember back, he spoke it back at Bill High. And he said, call your mama and your dad and tell them you love them. And while they're dumb as all get out right now, they're going to get smart to you one of these days. I mean, why else am I driving an hour and 30 minutes when I leave here to go sit down with my daughter who will not return my phone calls, only wants money at college, but crying because I'm not going to be there for dinner, but I'm going. All the way to Fort Worth. Do I want to go? No. I want to watch the NBA tonight. But because I love her and it's important to her, then I'm going. Call your mama and your daddy. Tell them you love them. Drill them to death. If they're in the old folks' home, don't worry about it. Wheel them down the hall if they don't have a cell phone. Get them on the phone. Tell them, Pop, I love you. How you doing? Just call us. Say I love you. It's Terry. Your middle boy, Ted. Terry, I love you, man. I miss fishing with you, chewing tobacco with you and Steve. He killed a turkey over here. Want everybody to know there's no warden in here. He was so proud of it, he brought it to the front door and held it up. And I said, you shot his beard off. He shot a 12-point buck, but the horn shrunk by the time he got it to the house. They didn't have no horns on it. But he shot that sucker. That's my dad. And when you talk to him, it's all, what? You just love him. And I'll tell you what, means the world to him. Call your mama, call your daddy. When the sideline camera in the football games, when you watch them on television or college, and it goes by those where the big old linemen are sitting, young folks, what are those big people say when the camera comes by? Hi, Mama. They do, don't they? And do we laugh at them then? No. Why not? It's their mama. She nurtured them, brought them cookies, rubbed their head at the Thackerville 8. How many games we win last year? We didn't win any, did we? We needed a lot of reassuring, a lot of love. Who gave it to him? Mama did. Who gave birth? Mama did. Who always told me how good I was when I wasn't good? My mama. And I couldn't accomplish anything. Who always encouraged? My mama. Take time to love your mama and your daddy. Get them on the phone. Tell them that you love them. Do you believe in miracles, preacher? Do you believe in miracles? If they're not with us today and you had your miracle, it wouldn't be to have a bigger truck or to have more money. I promise you, if you love your parents, you just say, although I'm going to see them in glory one of these days, boy, sure would like to see them again. I like to see Clifford Hezekiah Gay, my grandfather. I like to brush his hair while he was sitting in that rocker, listening to the Grand Ole Opry on a battery-operated radio, and I'd brush it, put that Jervis, that lotion on his head, the Jervis, and brush it, and he'd close his eyes. Big old tall, skinny man, listen to the Grand Ole, and I'd brush, and yeah, I stood on a little oak box, and I'd brush, and sometimes he'd ask me to rub his shoulder, I'd rub his shoulder, and he took me coon hunting. Got blue chick hound now, I'm going to tell my grandfather. Took me coon hunting, taught me how to fish, taught me how to skin meat, taught me how to slaughter all these cattle and pigs. My grandpa, oh, I love my grandpa. Boy, I sure would like to see him one more time. Smell that old spice. Don't wear old spice anymore, do we, men? I got a bottle that's about that much left, and it's his last bottle of Old Spice. Family's important. You got to take care of mamas and dads, young people. You got to call them. Got to tell them you love them. Kick up your heels, put a smile on your face. And when we strap it up next year, how many games we got? Got 10 games? We're going to win. How many are we going to win?
10.
We're going to win 10? Let's be realistic. We didn't win any this year. Let's settle for 5 and anything above that's great, all right? Be realistic here now. We'll win 10. 10 words. You think you're going to win 10? 10 is great. 5 would be wonderful. Let's jump up in the air. We'll shout for joy. Tell you what, it's good to be in Vacaville, Oklahoma. It's good to be here and to be surrounded by people who care and love us, nurture us. It's good to be in this country of ours where people are getting killed in Iraq and essentially Iran and so on and so forth. It's a good place, folks. We need to be thankful for what we have. The last thing I'm going to say to you, and y'all know the answer to this, you're not completely dressed. You're not fully dressed unless what? You got a smile on your face. Am I right, Ted? Am I right? I got a thumbs up. Can I have an amen? Amen. God bless all of you. Thanks for having me here tonight. Enjoy. That's right. Very. I need the rest of it. Skin condition. Give me some sun now. Look up. That looks good. Look good. Everybody calls each other home. Home? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Home? Home boy? Yeah. Get her done? That's right. All right. When you have a big one, we want to give you cut down the foot. Every so often, we run a fire short. So we want to make sure that you were ready. I'm your man. cool. I'll wear this when I get Steve House tobacco. Bye, everybody. Go see my dog. Same age. Watch about 1 year. There you go. Home. See you home.
Thank you for our kids.
We are going to start with the award ceremony now. First of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my wife and my mother, and I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. If you're not knowing now, we're going to start with Ms. Griffith giving the cheerleader award.
Long year for the cheerleaders. We had a lot of changes on our squad. Over the span of football and basketball, the cheerleading squad missed 3 games, including tournaments, playoffs. They were always there. When it was all said and done, we had 4 girls left, and I'd like to honor those 4 girls. Our senior was Brittany Jones. We had one girl who made it start to finish. Came a long way here with us, and I appreciate her greatly. Her name is Elena Chirac. One of our girls couldn't be with us this evening, but I still want to honor her. Hannah Jones here with us today. And our final girl and girl to watch, she wore the tattoo all year long, and if any of you got close to her, you know what an experiment that was. We appreciate her greatly. That's We also have a special honor for Brad with us. Her grandmother brought this to us, and we were more than happy to help her out. And on behalf of your grandmother and all of us here, we'd like to present you.
me start by go ahead and thanking the cheerleaders. They don't get a lot of credit a lot of the time, but they were there at every game, and we do appreciate that. All right, we're going to do the high school football first. If when I call your name, you'll come up. I'm not going to let you off easy like Miss Griffin.
I'm ready to get out on girls basketball awards. If you would, look here at the family awards, and also when we get up the award for most improved, deputy mayor, sheriff officer. If you would, just hold your applause, please. Freshman Nicole Almond. Freshman Megan Holler. Freshman Madison Thomas. Freshman Brittany Hendrick. She's not here tonight, but sophomore, Kara Kerr. Junior, Katie Payrod. Junior, Mallory McKay. We have 4 seniors on the bridge on the basketball team this year, and I'm going to miss them a lot. Their leadership, their dedication, just being there every day, practice. It's a movement to our team and to me and the community. Senior Brittany Fox. Senior Jamie Brennell. Senior Casey Maggard. And senior Kendra Hinckley. Get out my individual awards now. Best defensive player of the year goes to Jamie Brennell. Best offensive player of the year. Until she got hurt, she led the team in scoring. Casey Maggard. And as you can see, we have a lot of freshmen out here, a lot of sophomores and juniors. We have a really young team. And as Coach McKay alluded to a while ago, the most important medal we give out probably in here is not the most valuable players, the best defensive, the top end. It's our most improved player, and that award this year was Brittany Cameron. And our most outstanding player on the team this year, 4-year letterman. She gave not only her size, but she had a lot of heart in this play. She gave everything in practice and off the court. She did a lot for us as well for me. Most outstanding player, Brittany Fox. If you guys would just come up here and receive your letter T award, Preston Nathan Jones. Preston Colton Hackler. Sophomore Duke Langston. Junior Brett McMurray. Junior Chase Scott. Senior Cody Jones. Senior Matt Munger. Senior Robert Schaefer. Senior Wade Thompson. Senior Jeff Bull. Those guys mean a lot to me. Nice going, seniors. We're going to get on with the award. Best defender player of the year goes Cody Jones. Offensive player of the year, Matt Munger. I gave 2 extra awards for the boys because I thought they deserved them. When we practice, we always have to need those leadership skills. And I think every single one of these guys has got that leadership in them. From the first day of practice to the end of practice to the summer to us getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning in the off season, jumping boxes and lifting weights. We always had somebody riding our tails, and we always had somebody pushing us. And I want to give a leadership award out to Robert Schaefer. Robert was a fiery guy. About as fiery as I am. And I think I instilled a little bit of that in him, as well as his characteristics. The other leadership award I'd like to give out tonight is something that some people don't understand and some people don't see in the papers. But me and him have talked about it many times. Whenever I felt like he was not an extension he was not only an extension on the floor, but he is also an extension on the bench. He has had to go through many roles the last 4 years. And he has accepted his role. You know, he helped me out on the bench more than anybody could know, more than any of my assistant coach, the case could know. You know, he was always in my ear whispering about this, always kept me in tune whenever I get my head out of the game. He always kept me focused, and that's Jeff Boyle. And again, my most improved player. You know, this guy worked hard. He didn't get to play a whole lot last year, but this year he really stepped up. And he made an integral part of our offense and our defense where it needed to be, where we needed it to be the last 4 years. That goes to Nick Lane. My most outstanding player, he did it all on offense and he did it all on defense. I really don't think we'd won the game with against Mill Creek until he stepped up. And I'm not just saying that, yeah, he won the game, but I'm saying that he stepped up and took grasp of that game, as like we all know he did on this team. And he stepped up and he made everybody raise their level on that competition. And he got us to that regional championship. And that man is Wade Thompson. Good job, guys. I just want to thank you parents for those young men. They are, you know, we might not have won a state tournament, but I want you to make this clear to you. They are my sons. I don't think that people in the state tournament, or one state tournament, could have had the relationship that we had. And I am thankful for that. We had a good 4 years, and I'm looking forward to the 4 years that I got with Brett and the 4 years I got with Duke. And I'm looking for the 4 years that I get with the next freshmen coming up and those sophomores that are coming up. They mean a lot to me, the kids do. And you guys, parents, are just you're an integral part in their life. And you guys did a great job with them because they were a reflection of that on the floor. You know, I can't ask for no more. I can't ask for them to work any harder than what they did. And whenever we were losing that first year, getting beat by 40 and 50, and I'm like thinking, my God, man, I ain't never been beat like this. I had parents' kids coming up, holding my head up, trying to keep me here. And it wasn't that support, but it was the support the next day. After we got beat by 50 by Fox in the district tournament, it was that Monday whenever we had lifts, and I had 13 guys in there. 13 guys lifting weights the very next day. That Tuesday we jumped boxes, something they'd never done before, and they were in there. And it's just not, well, yeah, it was the first day of practice, off season. They kept that up for 4 years. And that's what kept me hanging on. Because I saw something that I never saw in a team. And that they wanted to work, they wanted it, you know. And there might not be a gold ball here, but there might as well be, because they earned it. Again, like I told you in the locker room, guys, if my boy grows up to be just like him is, I'm gonna be very thankful. You guys did a great job.
they do mean a lot to them. I mean, spend a lot of time with the boys. They have worked hard. Let me back up real quick. I won't stay too long. Something I left off during the football part of it. I forgot to thank a few people for helping throughout the season. And I think that's very important, having that outside support. First of all, Mr. Herring, being out there every day with me. I get paid to go out there and go football. He didn't. You know, he has another job to do, but he was always out there. He'd sit in air conditioning until 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then have to go out there, which made it even harder. But I do appreciate his help, and the boys, I'm sure they do. A few others I'd like to thank. Dwayne Buckaloo, he come out whenever Mr. Herring couldn't be there and help me out during practice. It's hard for one coach to look at, even if you have 15 guys out there, it's hard for one coach to make sure everybody's doing what they need to be doing. Tim Jones, Corey Jones, Mark McCage, I appreciate them running a chain, a lot of games. You know, that's things that we have to have, and they volunteered their time to do that. We do appreciate that. And Coach Dixon for taking care of that concession stand for me. Where I didn't have to worry about it on game day. He got it set up, got everything running where I didn't have to, I could concentrate on the game. I do appreciate everybody that did help us this year. Okay, let's move on to the high school baseball. Let me give you some of the season highlights. This year we're 18-7. We won the Coleman tournament. We won our district tournament. And we darn near won that regional to make it to state. I mean, we were right there. I told one of the boys the other day, we were not a few games away from that state tournament. We were a few hits. Because in the 2 games we lost, the number 3 ranked team in the state beat us by 2 runs the first game, beat us by 1 second. We were right there, you know, just had some opportunities we didn't capitalize on. I mean, we were right there. We were good enough to be there. We just didn't get it done. It didn't work out for us. So it was a very, very successful year. Let me go ahead and get the team up here. All right, I'll start with the seniors. Jeffrey Boyles, Robert Schaefer, Wade Thompson, Matt Munkers, and Nick Lambert. Let me tell you something about the seniors real quick. The senior bunch is a really good bunch. I mean, I've only been at 2 schools. This is my 2nd school. I spent a year at Atlanta. And you don't come across guys like this. I mean, yeah, they do need motivation, a kicking and tell every now and again, but they're always willing to be there and work for what they earn. So it's a really good bunch. My juniors were Stephen Reeves, Jesse Haggard, Brett McMurray, Chase Scott, Billy Fox, Ted On, Ted's in the top one. Ted, Skipper. Guys nicknamed him Ichiro. He didn't really care for that anyway. Had a lot of fun with old Ted. Cody Jones, Newt Langston, Nathan Hendrickson, Tay Hinkler, Colton Hagler, Hunter McKay, I believe that's it. see the numbers that we had this year. 17 guys. When I first got here, my first year coaching baseball, we couldn't get 9 guys on the field at the same time. So our baseball program has really taken off. As good as this team was this year, these guys right here can go all the way next year. I truly believe that. All right, let me go ahead and give out the individual awards. I'm giving out 3 gold gloves. This goes to our fielders, infielders, outfielders who made least amount of errors. They really were solid defensive. I think we had one of the best defenses of anybody we play. We're solid. We didn't make our errors on occasion, but what team doesn't? And one of the first golden gloves goes to Robert Shaver. And Robert was our shortstop for the most part. You could move Robert around, third base, second base, it didn't matter. He could play any position. He's looking to play the next level. Good luck to him. I hope he really makes it. The next one will go to our second baseman, who also was very solid, and that's Cody Jones. And let's see, I actually giving out 4. I couldn't make up my mind, but the order next one. The next one goes out to the man who probably works the hardest, has the hardest job. Doesn't get recognized a whole lot, but he did a great job. I mean, in his position, he makes an error, you know, it can cost you a ball game. And that goes to Brett Murray. These 3 were infielders, and the outfielders were good too. Just hard making up your mind which one you want to give them to. And the outfielder that I have chosen goes to Jeffrey Boyle. All right, the next awards are for I'm giving out 2 sluggers of the year. These are the guys with highest batting average, not necessarily highest batting average, but the runs batted in, home runs, whatever. They get it done at the plate. The first one goes to Billy Fox. Billy was probably our best hitter. He had a .432 batting average, a .738 slugging percentage, which you add up all your extra bases on that. 9 home runs. He had 3 home runs in the district, one of our district games, which is almost unheard of. Hitting the ball. And he was also 9-0 on the mound, which shows what kind of baseball player he is. The next one goes to Newt Langford. Newt hit .422. He had 7 doubles, 1 triple, and had a .532 on-base percentage, which is excellent. One out of every 2 trips to the plate, he was on base. So he did a great job this year. The most improved player. Let me mention a few more. Brett McMurray had a good year, .367, had 5 home runs. Jesse Haggard also did a good job. He did mainly our DH. He had a .361 batting average, a .431 on-base percentage, which is pretty good. And Hunter McKay, our freshman, had a .333 batting average with a .525 on-base percentage. So, you know, those 3 guys were also pretty good at the plate. Our most improved player, the important one, most important, I feel, that goes to Ted On. He finally got into it towards the end of the season, started learning the lingo and everything, and we really had a good time with Ted. He's something else. But he did a good job. He got his first base hit, and I think the dugout almost got tore down after he did that. It was pretty exciting. All right, the last award I want to give out goes to the most outstanding player. And this guy, I think he's done it for the 4 years that he's played. On the mound, at the plate, his bat average is a little down this year. But he's an exceptional ball player. Any coach, any team that we play, always ask me about this kid. They know who he is, they know what kind of ball player he is, and that goes to Matt Munkers.
That man was gonna be there. And we just wanna recognize J.R. Bradford as our biggest fan award for giving his support. Whether we win or lose, he's always there to shake me and Coach McCage's hand. We appreciate that. We also want to recognize for her years of service and as the Booster Club Secretary, Shelley Munkers. As the Booster Club Secretary for a while now, I have no idea. I'm not going to pull out the numbers. But it's been a while. You know, she worked as the school secretary for Amanda and also Matt, as long as Matt was in school. And her service is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Mr. Mitchell, would you want to come up here and give a Linda Lee scholarship? Don't be shy.
As most of you here know, Mr. Lyndon Lee, his memorabilia that we have up there in the high school. He is a very kind gentleman, and you can remember 3 years ago, he was here at this banquet as our speaker. He has very graciously set up this scholarship for which he sends us a check each and every year for $500 that is divided between 2 players, a boy and a girl. And this year, the recipients, 2 very deserving players who have worked hard for Sackville Schools, and I would like for you to welcome them as I call it, Major League. This is Jamie Brennan. Mr. Cody Ray Jones.
First of all, I'd like to recognize our coaches. These guys put a lot of hard work and effort in each and every season. They get up here, and the reason why I know they get up here so early is because I can hear them right outside my door. Sometimes I believe they get a little bit louder just to kind of wake me up. Now that they do a good job, and we've had a great season with each and every one of our sports. You know, I know our football, we didn't win the ball games, but I'm going to tell you something. If you came to the ball games, you were entertained. They worked real hard. They were enjoyable to watch. And those 3 seniors, I want to thank you. You helped get this program started again. And, you know, one of the things in each and every one of these sports, that one of the things that you'll always have with you is the memories and the things that you did together. testing you each and every day. And we, coaches have alluded to, that we've had some adverse conditions this year, and each and every time that we needed help, we had people stand up and give us help. All you have to do is ask. Don't be there every time. Athletes, I want you to give mom and dad and all your fans a big round of applause. I'd also like to recognize a couple of people. I've got some awards to give out as well, but I want to recognize a couple of people that have been working diligently with us all year long. And they have been there with their husband all season long. So, Mr. McKay, Ms. Dixon, would you please stand? There's also two other ladies I want to recognize that their names have not been mentioned tonight, but these two ladies have worked extremely hard in our concession stands and get things together and arranged, and they've done a great job for us. Ms. John Scott, thank you. She served as our club president. Also, Ms. Julie Butler, is she here tonight? She deserves a big round of applause as well. And I want to ask this. If you're in the Boots Club, or if you have helped out in serving in the concession stand in several areas that we need, would you please stand? Work in that concession stand, help out, please stand. All these things. I'm going to recognize some people at this time that I feel like that we've had called upon several times that have came in and helped out a great deal, and some of them are people that I recognized last year as well. And they came around and gave us extra voluntary services this year, and a lot of the things, a lot of our success would not have been possible for them either. These plaques read in appreciation for outstanding support rendered to Bakerville Public Schools in 2005-2006. The first award for outstanding support goes to a gentleman, and his name has already been mentioned before. He has come in and helped us with ball fields. He's been at all the ball games. He's worked on programs each and every time that he can. I know that I've had this year, when we were talking about football, we've had some athletes that have gone to the emergency room from time to time because of injuries. And it's not even his job that he shows up. And our baseball team, he has been a great support to them. He's always down there trying to help out. And this award goes to Mr. Jerry Fox. This one, I believe, I kind of missed last year, and I probably should have had one for this person as well last year, but here at most all of our athletic events, and when we need the help. This person's been right there. And she is one of the prettiest voices I believe I've ever heard. And she sings all our national anthem. Miss Melody Shaker. This next appreciation award goes out to a guy that, again, he's